I promised people that I'd ask for your thoughts on the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell.
Good. Where it goes from here, we'll see. And I was staggered, Sean. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I had to take to my bed when I heard that Bill Gates was connected to Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't know what I was going to do. I don't take sugar, but my goodness me, I had a handful in my tea that day. Bill Gates, psychopath, connected to Jeffrey Epstein, psychopath. What? No, I mean, you know, but again, it's on one massive level. It's a blackmail operation. It's a control people with power that you want to influence, or in positions of power that you want to influence operation with Epstein to a very large extent. The same can be said for the Savile network as well. So there's going to be a lot of people running around in America who are going to be trying to keep the lid on this. How far it goes, we'll have to see. But there's going to be a lot of people trying to do everything they can to obviously make sure their names don't come out, and the truth and the scale of it don't come out. I've talked to a couple of people now who were in the control of Epstein. Two very intelligent women, actually, very intelligent, and you know, they all say the same. There was cameras and microphones everywhere. That's what it was. It was a Mossad, CIA. And this is the other point about this, you know, when I talk about this web, if you go deep enough into Mossad and go deep enough into the CIA and go deep enough into British intelligence, they're the same organization. They're all controlled by the web as compartmentalized secret societies. And so it's no surprise that Epstein's been linked to the CIA as he's been linked to Mossad, because deep enough, and they're the same organization. But we'll have to see where we go. But I do hold my hand up to the fortitude of these women who simply will not let it go, and they've shown so much gutsy refusal to acquiesce. And look what they've done as a result of that. They've brought things to the surface that never would have done had they thought, well, the system's just too powerful. I'm going to walk away. Well, they haven't, and good on them.
Yeah, I urge people to follow and support Virginia Roberts, Maria Farmer, and the rest of the victims for doing such a fantastic job. If Ghislaine Maxwell sings like a canary and gives all the names up, do you think when it comes to the likes of Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, the national security interest will come in and stop anything from happening to those people?
Well, it depends. And I'll give you the example of Epstein himself. They watched his back and covered for him when he was first arrested and prosecuted. Hence, we had the outrageous plea deal in Florida. But the women kept on and kept on, and more came out, more came out, more came out. And at that point, the public knew too much to watch his back anymore. And so they couldn't protect him. And how much comes out will dictate whether they can be protected or not, whether Clinton and Prince Andrew can be protected or not. Because once a certain amount comes out, and it has to be a lot, my God, it has to be a lot. It has to be kind of, you know, unimpeachable evidence. Then they won't be able to protect them. I mean, but again, you look at Prince Andrew. I mean, apart from having guilty on his forehead, I mean, it's so obvious that what Virginia Roberts is saying is true, and yet he's still sitting in his luxury, being protected. But more revelations. He's at the cusp now, Andrew. He's at the cusp. Any more that are major revelations that are undeniable, and they won't be able to protect him anymore. But they will as long as they can.
Do you think there's a power struggle going on right now between the Clinton crime family and Trump, with the Clinton crime family picking off people, members of the Trump mafia, and vice versa? And the Epstein case is being used to do this by Trump, because Clintons are got more to lose by the exposure.
Well, hold on. Trump, when he came in, could have put Clinton away. You know, as I've said about the Clintons before, it's not that they've got skeletons in the cupboard; they've got whole bloody cemeteries. You know, he could have put her away, but they didn't. You know, what you've got is you've got two masks on the same face, and that same face is orchestrating it, and it wants all this, gives the illusion of choice, it creates conflict, but in the end, the face dictates to the masks, if you like. And if Clinton was going to be put away, then she would have been put away a long time ago. I mean, there's enough in my books. There's enough in your book to put the Clintons away. But they're still with us. Enough to put the Bushes away. They're still with us. And of course, you know, the Bushes and the Trumps and the Clintons and the Trumps, they've been close in the past. And we have to be wary of the stage show. You know, when I was in politics for a very, very short time in the 1980s, I saw people that were hurling abuse at each other in television debates and stuff, who were bosom buddies behind the scenes. So you know, what you see is not what you get. That's how it's done.
David, you've been very generous with your time as usual. It's been an absolute pleasure. Can you tell people where you'll be tomorrow, what's happening, how they can get there, and also can you tell people why they should buy your book?
Well, I don't, you know, tell people why they should buy my book. They must choose to buy it or not. But the answer is in there. It's multi-level, but it is in there. The question is, are we gonna take the action necessary to make that happen? Because we can bring this down very quickly, if only we would respond to it in a way that will have that effect. Tomorrow, from what I'm told by Piers Corbyn, who's one of the, I'm having nothing to do with the organisation of it, I'm just turning up, but Piers Corbyn was telling me that the event starts in Trafalgar Square at 12 noon. And what they're going to have for about 2 hours is doctors taking apart the official story in, you know, many various ways, not just people actually there live, but people on screens, I understand, from around the world, doctors. And then there's going to be a march from there, a very short distance down Whitehall, past Downing Street, into Parliament Square. And then activists, shall we say, researchers, etc., are going to be speaking there. That's where I'm going to be speaking. My son, Gareth, will be speaking. He spoke at quite a few of these events now in Manchester and Leeds and Nottingham, etc. You know, the numbers, and I have no idea what the numbers are going to be, but the numbers will be an indicator of where we are. It's an opportunity to put on public display the scale of awakening to the scam that's going on.
Fantastic. Really appreciate you coming on, David. Is there anything else you'd like to say in conclusion to the people watching this?
Say no and it's over.
All right, then. Thank you very much for BNT for hosting this live stream. Huge thank you to David. I know he's under a lot of pressure to do multiple interviews, especially since the fiasco with London Real and the banning and the deplatforming and all of the craziness. But as David says in the beginning, it's come with a sense of liberation. So we look forward to seeing what you get up to tomorrow. I know we've got Sonia Poulton's going to be there. She's going to be doing something live with Brand New Tube, and I'm going to be doing some reporting from the studio and corresponding with people on the ground. So if you're watching this, please look forward to that tomorrow. And then we've got the live stream as well tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. First hour simulcast on YouTube, and then the remaining 2 hours uncensored on Brand New Tube. So again, huge thank you to the viewers and David for supporting this. Cheers.